Is making art your childhood dream? And it's a place where you go to relax yourself when you're stressed out, and you wish you could make this into a full-time career. Unfortunately, based on my experience, less than 30% of my peers continue to pursue art professionally. If you want to be that top 30%, stay tuned. I'm going to share 3 main factors on how can you break into the industry. Let's get started. Hi, I'm Brendan, game developer and art lecturer. I started pursuing art 20 years ago, and I spent the last decade working in the AAA games industry. 8.5 years, I worked with Ubisoft Singapore, and slightly more than a year ago, I joined Onyx Studio, and we've since been co-developing with EA DICE. I've been having a fulfilling career, enjoying going to work every single day, and I wish to help you make that a reality. So without further ado, let's jump right in. I need you to close your eyes and visualize yourself walking into a supermarket. With a shopping list in your hand, you know exactly what you need. You wouldn't be picking up the first item that you see. You'll be sweeping through the shelf and find the most appealing and the best packaged product. This is what recruiters do when they walk into a room full of candidates. They are basically looking for a candidate who best fits the position that they're looking for. At the same time, somebody who stands out, somebody who is ready to deliver, somebody who is polished, not just in behavior, right, but the work that they're producing. Through my years of reviewing candidates, profiles, portfolios, going to schools to scout for potential candidates, these are the 3 main missing factors that is holding people back from breaking into the industry. First, it's art fundamentals. It is something that you cannot run away from. It is non-negotiable. Whether it is a 2D or a 3D work, your fundamentals will come through. Fundamentals is what make or break your work, and the recruiter or somebody experienced will see it from a mile away. It is a topic that is broad and wide, and I'll definitely do a deep dive in the future. But for now, focus on the basics. Do drop your interests and thoughts in the comments. I'm interested to find out what you think. Second, it's drive and dedication. When I'm recruiting somebody who is going to join the company, I need somebody who is passionate, somebody who is driven, somebody who is willing to give in the hours and be trying to solidify his foundation. Even though when his or her friends are out playing, he chooses to stay at home and refine and hone his skills. And all this will come through one's work. Just the quality itself and his dedication and his passion, the way he described his work, will all come through. As game development isn't a walk in the park, a recruiter needs to know that you have what it takes. So continue to drill yourself and dedicate yourself to your craft, to sharpen your craft, to hone your skills, and all this will come through your work, and you'll be ready that day when somebody is ready to recruit you and see that you are a shining star. 3 will be humility and positive attitude. A recruiter will need to know that you are a team player. Because when you were to join this industry, you will not be fighting this battle alone. It will always be across different crafts with different specialties, and within a single craft, you will have team members. As you'll be joining the industry fresh and green, there will be plenty of room for improvements. The recruiter also would need to know that your senior or your leads will be able to give you constructive feedback, and you will be able to take them positively. Talent is important, but so is being coachable. So with these 3 factors, how can you move forward and make yourself better? If you are somebody who is self-taught, I would highly recommend you finding a coach. Not necessarily going to a school or university or diploma, but at least find a human coach. And it's unlike going to YouTube or some online courses where there is just consuming of content. Somebody who is experienced, who has been through that process and out there for many years, would be able to pinpoint your shortcomings and providing a tailored approach, and from there be able to elevate you to a higher level. And if you're an artist who has been through some kind of training but you find yourself stagnant, then I would highly propose you to go online, ArtStation for example, to look for your favorite artist and constantly compare your work with that artist and see where you're lacking in. From there, be able to identify your shortcomings and be very focused on identifying which areas of improvements are needed. And I also advise focusing on small segments, for example, anatomy, color theory, compositions, and dive yourself into an extended period of time so that you can have a good amount of time for yourself to grow and see a pattern and a trend. Stop moving around in different areas and hoping that you will improve. That's one of my experience when I started learning anatomy for human body, and I went around different body parts to learn different muscle groups, but it is still anatomy nonetheless. When I'm done with that, I move on to compositions, then digital painting, and then color theory. Like, all these are kind of like a focused effort to improve yourself before you get distracted by something. If you're interested on how to do this, do drop your question in the comments and I'll be able to reply you, or maybe create a separate video to help larger audience. The next advice I have is to put your work out there so that you can receive feedback. This is one of the biggest way to grow. Unfortunately, not everyone is ready for that, and it takes some time for you to step out there and be exposed to critics. It is something that I've been through in terms of transformation when I was schooling and pursuing art in diploma. I took those feedbacks too personally and I couldn't improve myself. But the moment my brain learns to cope with that and understand that the person who is giving the feedback is helping me to improve, that changes everything. Also, taking feedback is an art form. Not just the way you interact with the person who is giving you the feedback, but also understanding if that feedback is something that you should apply. You can listen to every feedback, but not apply every feedback, because you can find feedbacks to be contradicting, and ultimately you need to know what you want from the product and take in the feedbacks that are the most relevant. So that itself is also a skill that is applicable when you join the AAA industry. Lastly, having an ArtStation page and a LinkedIn profile is the bare minimum when you're applying for a job. So start with posting 3 of your most favorite work that you think is ready to be out there to receive feedback. If you need some help to review your portfolio, do drop me a message and I'm happy to help. As I've graduated from my diploma and I've grown confident with my skill sets, I've started getting freelance jobs through word of mouth, through my lecturers, and that first sense of income. Finally, when you're making a living from your passion, that becomes reality, and that feeling is so rewarding, and I wish the same for you guys. So please do stay tuned as I have more to share, and do drop in the comments as there are a lot of things that we could expand on. And I'm very happy to be helping you guys walk this journey and to show you the path. Hopefully this can become your reality as well. If you find these small tips to be helpful, subscribe to stay tuned for more. See you there.